It's really going to matter what his teammates think. And before he talked to the media, he talked to his teammates in a players-only meeting. It lasted about 15, 20 minutes inside the clubhouse, in which Fernando did most of the talking, and then some players did get up and speak at the end. Now, as you might imagine, much of these meetings are kept under wraps. The details are kept private inside the clubhouse walls. But I did learn from players afterward that they feel like he was very remorseful, very authentic and genuine. And this is a big first step in repairing the trust that they had with Fernando. They needed to hear from him. That was the most important thing. The big word today was closure. It's going to be a long road forward. He's going to have to prove it with action, but they feel like at least they can start to move forward now, not just for him, but for his teammates as well, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Oracle Park as Bob Melvin returns to manage the Padres. This is his first game back since having prostate surgery about a week ago, and this was always the plan, that as long as he was feeling well and recovering, he would join the team in San Francisco, and thankfully that is the case. And the Padres have made it work pretty well in his absence, going 4-2 on this road trip, thanks to Ryan Christensen taking over as acting manager. But there's nothing like having your guy back. Jay Cronenworth said today, we've got our leader back. Sean Manaya actually grew up 90 minutes from here in Wadera, Indiana. He used to come to Wrigley Field as a kid for field trips and to catch a few games. He actually saw Greg Maddux pitch here. I love watching you play first base. You've got some sneaky athleticism. Is it fun to kind of show that off every once in a while, make some of those plays, let everyone know you can still do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
We understand that Annie Heilbrunn had the chance to meet the Fanatic. How was that, Annie?
Donnie, you know, when you get the opportunity to meet your heroes, you do.
The magic number is 1.
So the Padres players kept it kind of coy in the beginning. They like to say that they weren't watching the scoreboard until about the last few weeks of September, when everyone just finally gave up and said, okay, yes, we are keeping an eye on the scoreboard during the games. And you know what? That's okay. It's good to know where we're at in the standings. You hit your first home run in a Padres uniform tonight against your former teammate, your former team that you were with just 3 weeks ago. Things haven't come easy lately. How much did you just need that one, and what did you feel running the bases?
Yeah, it felt like a gorilla got taken off my shoulders. That's what it felt like.
Got your first hit as a Padre tonight. Had a big smile on your face after that one. Your 4 extra base hits, a career high. You've always been great, Manny, but you seem like you're on a whole nother level right now. 2 days ago, you're playing a game for the Reds. Tonight, you're in a Padres uniform. So first of all, welcome to San Diego.
Annie does a tremendous job covering them for Bally's, and I tell you what, they're going after it.
Alana, you're absolutely right. They finally feel like they can contend with the Dodgers, and especially after what happened in the playoffs last year. This is a team with sky-high expectations. They've got one of the highest payrolls in Major League Baseball. They've got a stacked lineup.
All right, well, I actually have a new development for you guys. Ryan Christensen will manage the game today. Bob Melvin won't. It is because he is feeling under the weather.
You're like Adam Schefter from NFL, checking your phone in the middle of sound bites and stuff.
You never know when it's going to come through, Mike. You never know when you're going to get that breaking news. Manny Machado has been progressing ever since spraining his ankle a little over a week ago in Colorado. At the time, it seemed severe. Even Manny said today he thought he'd be out quite a while, but he was able to walk on it the next day and has been ramping up activities ever since. I asked him, hey, what did you think when it first happened? He said, well, what did you think? I said, I thought you'd be out for a very long time. And he said, now think about that times 10. So there really was concern on his part that he had done a severe injury to it. Remember, he hasn't been on the injured list since 2014. It's kind of a badge of honor for him to play through injuries and not go on the list. And he said it meant a lot to him that Bob Melvin wanted to gamble that he'd be able to return for a few games versus putting him on the injured list. Now, one more update to give you, this time about Fernando Tatis Jr. He saw his doctor here in Phoenix today, and his doctor gave him the green light to do everything defensively, and he also told him that he believes he'll be hitting off of a tee at 100% in 2 weeks. So Fernando said that was the happiest he's ever left his doctor's office. Braves over to the Padres 1-0 here at Truist Park as Hassan Kim comes to the plate. He's had a lot of almost home runs over the last few weeks, so it's nice to see him get one out of the park last night. And the question has been asked all season long, what will happen when Clevenger and Blake Snell return to an already dominant rotation? Well, we got our first answer tonight. Scoreless between the Padres and Giants as Joe Musgrove starts his second inning of work here at Oracle Park. And earlier this month, Joe Musgrove and catching coach Francisco Cervelli organized a team trip to the Clemente Museum while the team was in Pittsburgh. Everybody went.
Field level and Annie Heilbrunn.
Dawn, thanks so much. Guys, I had to keep the hoodie on for a second to show that you are warm and cozy in your booth, and I am down here on the field where it's currently raining straight into my face, so let's hope that that passes soon. The man behind this Polaroid camera is Joe Musgrove, and those were some of the photos he's taking all month long. This was an idea inspired by the camping trips he and his girlfriend take. They always bring along a Polaroid camera, and he thought, why don't I bring one to the ballpark and snap photos of some of the big moments and memories from throughout the season. That's what he's been doing after home runs or in special situations. He'll take a photo, and his teammates and the fans have been loving it. The best part to me was how much the other players love it. Because at first, it was kind of like, oh, this is Joe's thing, you know, he takes a picture of us, we do a pose. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, we're all in it. I love when Jake Cronenworth got a little snazzy with it, like he got down on the ground and did this, and you know, like they get a little creative.
Love today is the interview that Annie had, and the outfit and the coordination was unbelievable. Annie, by the way, this is special, and I do not take this for granted at all.
I don't know about that look on my face, and I don't know about the look on Will's face there. I'm not sure he was ready to match quite as much as we did. But hey, City Connect Friday, right, guys? Getting ready to make his Padres debut along with Juan Soto. The two of them acquired from the Washington Nationals yesterday in what was a blockbuster trade. They flew to San Diego last night, spent today meeting their teammates and learning the organization and getting ready to play in what looks to be a sellout crowd here at Petco Park. But I want to go back to what he was saying about Fernando Tatis Jr. The two of them indeed know each other. They grew up near one another in the Dominican. They played together in the Dominican from the time they were 15 and 16 years old. And so it is crazy for both of them to be on the same team now. And that's what they told me. So I was fortunate enough to be on the sidelines for the trade deadline when these guys played their first game in the Padres uniform. The crowd was insane. The energy is just elevated, 5, 6, 7 notches. AJ Preller went out. He got guys like Josh Hader, Josh Bell, Brandon Drury, of course, Juan Soto, just these big name guys who have a track record. Yeah, on the mound for the Padres tonight is Sean Manaea, and across the way for the Mets is his former teammate, Chris Bassett. The two of them were teammates for 6 seasons in Oakland, but also he was able to navigate through that 5th inning. That was when Jurickson Profar and CJ Abrams collided. There was a long delay there while team trainers and doctors were looking at Profar before he was carted off the field, and Joe stayed by Profar's side the whole time. Then he went back on the mound, got another out, finished the inning, and navigated through that Giants lineup 3 times without allowing a run. So it just goes to show his composure these days.